All right, hi team. Welcome back to week 9 and 10. Hard to believe we're almost through the first trimester. So this week and next week we are going to be focusing on elements of design. So what are elements of design? Well, guess what? You're going to be exploring this. So the standard that which we're going to be learning is defining elements and principles of interior design. Our learning target and our success criteria will be I can identify the elements of design in a variety of resources and apply them to a personal space. So for this week, Career Spotlight is an article on a professional organizer. So when you're reading this article, all you have to do is hold down that CTRL button and double click your professional organizer, and a new tab is going to populate, which you will be able to read. And as you're reading, I want you to think about what is the educational requirements when you're reading it. What is the salary range? What are the personality traits that are helpful to being a professional organizer? And what 3 services do they provide in their job? And from there, you are going to be explaining everything that you read and what the key idea was from reading this. What is the educational requirement for this job, salary range, and personality traits, and 3 services they provide. So that is our career spotlight. Moving on, our first work session. So I have provided a video for you to watch, and we will go through this as well together in class, but I have provided a teacher instructional video on elements of designs, and I want you to follow the elements being line, shape, color, value, form, texture, and space. So we will go through this together in class, but you're also going to be able to watch this on your own time during asynchronous learning. And from when we're doing this in class or you're doing it in your asynchronous learning, we have the types of lines, but then I want you to dive in and I want you to define what space means, what shape means, form. And hopefully we're going to do this in class together where you will be able to open up this digital interactive notebook. And as I'm going through the lecture on all of these elements, you will be able to type out what they are. Moving into work session 2, complete the learnings about lines in the slides. So draw a thin horizontal stripe on the back wall. So this is a picture of interior space. But from here, you are going to be drawing your own horizontal stripes. So you're going to go up and you're going to press Insert, and you are going to go over to Shapes, and you're going to go to Lines, and from there, you are going to be drawing thin lines. And honestly, all you have to do is copy and then Control V again, and you'll be able to continue to do thin stripes all the way down this space, okay? Very important. So I want thin horizontal stripes on the back of this wall all the way down, okay? Now you're going to draw thick horizontal stripes on the back wall. This time, you're going to go up to Shapes, or Insert, Shapes, Line, and yes, it is thin right now. But from there, you're going to double click it, and you are going to go down to Format Shape. And now the line will go over to where it says Compound. Select that, and we can width And as you can see, I'm widening the horizontal stripe. So from here, I'm going to press Control C because I'm copying it. I'm going to Control V. And now I have just copied and pasted thick horizontal lines. And I want you to do that all the way down on this back wall. Now you're going to draw thin vertical stripes on the back wall. Again, you're going to go up to Insert, Shapes, Line, and I have my line. I'm going to press Control C for copy, Control V. And I'm going to do that multiple times, just like we did doing everything horizontally. All the way across. Moving on to D, draw thick vertical stripes on the back wall. Again, going up to Insert, over to Shapes, Lines. Now I have my, I drew my line. I'm going to go over to my Format Shape, and I am increasing the width. So now I'm going to copy, Control C, Control V. And I'm just going to continue on doing thick vertical stripes all the way across, okay? Now you're going to draw thin diagonal stripes on the back wall. Again, you're going to go to Insert, Shapes. This time, I'm drawing it diagonal. And I'm going to press copy, paste. But I'm going to have to constantly be stretching out my lines, okay? So you're going to do this for thin and thick all the way across this back wall. And then thick diagonal lines, Insert, Shapes, Lines, stretch it across. Now I'm going to go over to my width, and I'm increasing the width of my line, diagonal stripe. I'm going to now copy, paste. And you're just going to continue doing this all the way across, okay? Everything on this back wall. Now I've provided you on draw zigzag lines horizontally on back wall for G. So I've provided you zigzags. So from that, you are going to drag and drop the zigzags and stretch it across, okay? All the way down. Now on slide H, I've provided you draw zigzag lines vertically on the back wall. Drag and drop. So now this time on slide I, for I, draw wavy lines horizontally on the back wall. You're going to drag and drop. And then finally, draw wavy lines vertically on the back wall. Drag and drop. Make sure it extends for the entire wall. And you're going to do this all the way across that back slide. Now, from learning about lines analysis, I want you to kind of review the slides that you just went through. So for slides A and C or D, you're going to be responding, which rooms look taller? So from slides A and C, which room looks taller? And you are going to write in your opinion on that. So you go up to Insert, go over to where it says Text Box, drag and drop, and you would say either A or C, whichever one it is that you think makes the line element makes the room look taller. And you would then be doing that with C or D, and you're going to type in only one letter throughout all of these rooms. So which rooms look wider, which rooms look bigger, which rooms look more restful, which rooms look more active. How about which rooms are more interesting? And so from there, you are going to write a paragraph explaining how lines create different feelings in each room. I want you to give 6 specific examples based off slide 12, learning about lines analysis. And from there, you're going to go up and you're going to insert text box and drag and drop, and this is where you start typing. I think ... And this is where I want you to copy and paste an analysis, your analysis slide, slide 18 here. So this is where you're going to Control C, and then Control C, and I'm going to go here, Control V. Oh, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I'm going to go up, sorry. Okay, so now instead I'm going to use my snipping tool. Control C, go back to slide 18, Control V, and I'm going to shrink my slide. And of course, your slide is going to have all of your answers. So I'm making this fit. So you're going to be able to see all of your answers on this slide, which is very important. All right. Moving on to work session 3. So elements of design scavenger hunt. So here I've provided you definitions, so you could click here, which will then open to a new tab. And then you have elements of design your scavenger hunt. So you're going to be clicking on this find pictures here, click this link, and it's going to take you to shape. It's going to take you to lines. And I want you to find a picture in interior space. That is the most important thing. If you're just finding pictures of lines or different shapes, it's not going to count. It has to be of an interior space. Very important. And then from there, I want you to write down what the definition of shape is. And then I want you to write an actual description. I want you to describe how the shape is being used in the picture. Do you see shapes created by intersecting lines that form geometric shapes? Does your picture show any imperfect geometric shapes that cause tension or attract interest? So that is for shape. And then for line, again, you're going to write down that definition, and then whatever. So here I've provided you a shape, I'm sorry, not a shape, a line. So you can see in this picture, it's an interior space, but you see lines all over the place. So you see curved lines in the ceiling. You see vertical lines on the wall. This picture has a straight line horizontally. The couch is horizontal. We have an interesting curved lines that is this screen, this privacy screen. How about the lines on the coffee table? Straight. How about the lines, the wood pattern lines? Then there's all sorts of interesting lines throughout this picture. So the picture that I provided, I want you to write down what that definition of the line is. And then I want you, in your own words, I want you to describe how line is used in this picture. What is the visual direction of the type of lines in this picture? Explain how types of lines impact room design. So that is what you're doing there. Then we are going to move on to color, definition of color, and then I want you to describe how color is used in this picture. What are the hues used in the design? How does color impact the room's feel? Explain how color moves your eye in the design. And I've provided you a really cool blog on color from, it's an interior design company, and they have a blog, and they've created, it's actually a really good article on color for elements of design. And they also have another blog on space. And then again, I want you to find another picture for space of interior space, and I want you to define space, scale, and proportion, remember. And describe how space is used in this picture. In the picture, how is space divided into distinct parts? Doors, walls, dividers, screens. And so if you want to go back, so this is a screen. This privacy screen right here, that's kind of a wall, but it's not a wall. It's just a screen. It's a very short screen, just offering a distinct divide between the front door, the little hallway going into the living room. Then moving on to texture and light, I want you to define texture, define light. Describe how texture is used in the picture. What do you see that is tactile? What patterns or colors do you see? Is it a formal or informal space? And then I've provided you another blog on texture from the same company, interior design company. And then another blog entry on light and how light is used. But I want you to define light and write a description how light is used in the picture that you chose. Is it natural or is it man-made? So man-made means a light bulb. Natural meaning you have natural light coming in through the window. How does light set the mood in the room? There's a lot of different elements there. And from all of the reading that you've done and listening, you are now going to be writing out new vocabulary words: silhouette, mood, illusions, dimensions, tactile, horizontal, vertical, and emphasis. So we will be going through that together. Finally, in closing, just like we did the previous 2 weeks for Principles of Design, you're going to be doing a Flipgrid closing, or you can do a PowerPoint screen recording. So how you would do that, you would go up to Insert, all the way over where it says Screen Recording, and then you could drag and drop to make sure that you are only showing what you want to have seen on your recording and going through your scavenger hunt. So you're going to make a Flipgrid or a PowerPoint screen recording of your Elements of Design scavenger hunt. I want you to tell me about how and why each picture you chose is an example of that element of design. So that is the next 2 weeks project or your digital interactive notebook. I hope you are going to enjoy this activity as we explore and dive deeper into elements of design. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Bye.